Got a trapped cat in here. The mattress was too good to throw out. So we'll see. The cats love sitting on the top too. So we'll see if that comes into play. If I just get rid of it eventually. So that's after, that's the next day. Moving this thing along. I can almost... My first show, July 2nd, 1989. Foxborough Stadium. I can almost set up a guitar permanently. That one's hanging. That's my nylon that stays there. I got an ukulele right there. But the idea would be to have nothing here and just have a nice guitar sitting there. So that's where we're at. That's day 2, or day 4 actually. I don't know. We're not going to keep track of that too much. I did want to talk about these were given to me by my grandmother in the 70s. I don't have the exact date, but that was kind of when she was a regular part of the life. They just sat on the refrigerator where I grew up in Norfolk, Massachusetts. And they got put in some container and they were on the refrigerator at my house. And, when you move, you kind of just, things like that. You're like, it never took up any room. Easy to just throw in something. But you don't, you're just like, wow, Probably over, 50 years, like this Heineken sign. I forget where I got that. And I've just always just had it and been able to do something like that with it or keep it in a container. And it ends up, it's the kind of lighting I like at night. Kind of flickers and it's just fun. Look at this, these guys are always going at it. They're brothers. From different fathers. Same mother. Cats can do that, which I've learned since becoming a cat caretaker. Two beautiful, these guys are siblings, but the Angie on the right here is the female, and I think she was born in May of the same, I don't know, maybe the year, I don't know, we'll have to go back and check the pictures. She's older though. And she's a sister with Lola, who's under the couch again. She makes rare appearances. And Angie's pretty, she'll cuddle up with you. The black cats are very cuddly and touchy. They like it. But Lola loves it. She loves me, and she'll like rub her face into me and then, kind of circle away and come back around. She's just not. Whereas this guy, Donald, and his brother Zigaboo, I'm calling him Zigaboo and Ziggy. Zigaboo Modalisti, the meters, Sissy Strut. They are like, and especially Zigaboo, he'll just lay there sleeping and you can pet him and he won't even open an eye or something. Whereas most cats will, if you come into the room, they'll peek their eyes open. He doesn't do that. And they're like the 5th litter that the mother had. And clearly they got less feral with each succeeding generation, it appears. Although Billy is pretty mellow too, but he's not as, like he won't just curl up and sleep with me all night like those two will. But we're tight. Yeah, it's Mount Rainier. That's where I saw my first. Well, actually, did I? No, I saw a bear in Sequoia National Park on the way to there. run across the road in front of me. I didn't really, it was just a black, it was like dusk when I got there, but I got to the General Sherman there in Sequoia. Is that in Sequoia? Yes, I believe it is. Like I got there literally another 15 minutes before they closed, drove up to the General Sherman, was coming out, and the bear ran across the road in front of me. But Mount Rainier, I snowshoed up there and saw some bear. Great place. Hope to get there again, especially that left coast. I want to get to Lassen National Park in California. I was never able to get there. And Kings Canyon, which is part of Sequoia. Or not, they're right together. They call it Sequoia Kings Canyon National Park. So we're getting there. And I will say, if you have not gotten Billy Gibbons of ZZ Top, he's been putting out solo albums. He's put out like 3 solo albums lately, and they're kind of better than the ZZ Top, because ZZ Top has kind of this, the Sharp Dressed Man is cool and all, but the albums he's been putting out are a lot more varied and some covers and stuff. And just some different instrumentation. It's really, really good. Like, I'm getting into it more and more. And I mention it now, obviously, because it's kind of peaking. Or climbing. I'm going up. I'm like, wow, man. I've known and listened to... ZZ Top was probably the 3rd concert I ever went to. I went to 2 Eric Clapton in Providence Civic Center. My brother brought me, my friends. A friend, I don't know if Jason Stockwell was the guy who went both times with me. But the first time Graham Parker opened, and the second time it was Robert Cray. Then we saw ZZ Top there at Providence Civic Center, and that was kind of at the height of the Eliminator. And that was just good. But so I've always been listening to the ZZ Top, but you get tired of the Sharp Dressed Man. Nothing against that, just a song that comes to mind, but the deep stuff, Heard It on the X, and just some of that blues stuff, even beyond the Jesus Just Left Chicago stuff is just really good. And if you go on YouTube, this guitarist Guthrie Trapp, Trapp, he's played with many people, Jerry Douglas, Vince Gill, but he plays with Billy Gibbons in his solo band. He actually is like a guest. They bring him on for the last 5 songs or something. But he does videos daily, and he does some behind the scenes hanging out with Billy and just back scenes showing the guys loading the gear in. But he's a very well respected Telecaster guitarist, and he does good friends with Tom Bukovac. Uncle Larry, he has his own channel, and he was like musician of the year, studio musician of the year, or guitarist in Nashville, like back 2010ish, around those years. And he's still big. Like he was in Willie's band for his 50th. You'll see him a lot. These are guys. I guess you got to be a musician to even care to. But and they're all cool. But they end up doing the coolest shit. Their solo albums and stuff are really the better stuff. Like he did I think it was, I don't know which one, if it was on Guthrie Trapp's channel or Bukovac's, that they were just backstage. Bukovac's playing an acoustic guitar, and he's doing the Charlie Daniels song "Long Haired Country Boy," which I had heard before, but I'd never really, I recognized it, but I was like, damn, that's a cool tune. Then you find out it's Charlie Daniels, which I didn't know. And Charlie Daniels, of course, is a huge deal, man. It's Devil Went Down to Georgia is kind of just his moneymaker. But he played on Blonde with Bob Dylan, and Dylan had a great quote about Charlie Daniels. He's like, just good things seem to happen when Charlie's involved. I'm paraphrasing, obviously. And he did all of Dylan's cover album, came out in the 2000s or something. It's a fan. Not sure if it's my fan. Look at this beautiful cat, though. Look at that. Just silk. Proud Black Panther. I believe that's Angie. I still haven't really gotten a good way to tell these two apart, unless you see, their sexual organs. But I thought Zigaboo was a girl for a while because maybe they hadn't developed or something. I don't know what goes on with cats, but first thing you lift the tail up just to see. And I saw nothing back there, so I'm like, oh, you're a girl. And then he was mounting Angie, so I hope nothing comes of that. But it made me re-examine that, and then I looked and it was clear. So maybe they dropped out or something. So yeah, that's where we're at here. We'll just roll along here. But that's, I get some room. This here, it's still what we're working on. Some of this stuff will go down underneath, which is kind of full. I get a lot of stuff. I should be able to compact a lot of stuff. So, or more stuff. And then when I move on, this slide comes up to, I haven't actually, I don't think it's even. Maybe, I think it covers the mirror almost. But anyway, all this. And I mean, when I got here on Friday, I was able to get to the back, but there was some acrobatics involved. And then the first night sleeping, it was basically just the straight ahead. There was stuff right where that guitar is and right where that laundry thing is still, but also out to here. So that was interesting. But I kind of like that. I know that I'll clean this shit up and it'll be, it's kind of enjoyable. Yes, I had a really bad day yesterday. It was very stressful. And it was just stressful in that everything I did, something would knock something else over. And there was never a second where I didn't have to do something else. It was like nonstop. I had to pick stuff up, move 3 things, and it was constant, and that was the thing. It just went on, and I couldn't. So it was just unrelenting involvement with every movement I made. It was indescribable, but it felt horrible. I was like drained. I'm like, good God. Right, buddy? He is an unbelievable cat, this Donald. He is a friendly cat that likes to eat steering wheels. So, all right. Carry on. Listen to David Lindley.